What's going on? Happy Saturday, folks. So, if it's the first time you are seeing me, you can drop a 1 in the chat on YouTube and or TikTok. And if you have seen me before, you can drop a 2. Again, welcome. Thank you for spending some time with me here on a Saturday. So, if you have questions, what I want you to do is I want you to pose them like this, if you would. Q colon, and then ask a question. And if you're finding some value from this, look, my lives don't get a lot of reach on these platforms. So if you would be happy to share it with other people, hello, Chris, how are you, my friend? If you would be happy to share this with other people and maybe react, like, comment, let's just get it pushed out to more folks because I think there's a lot of people 40 and over who could benefit from this type of information because they're wondering about how do I plan, right? How do I plan for changes in the economy? How do I plan for AI possibly taking my job? And what this is recession proof. It is AI proof, and it is economy change proof, really. It is recession, like I said, it's recession proof. And the reason is because it's original. It revolves around you. And if it revolves around you, guess what? Nobody can take it away from you. Nobody can copy it because there is only one you. You are a you're a one of a kind. You're a one of one. You know, you heard that old saying, when they made you, they broke the mold. Well, that goes for everybody because everybody has their own unique experiences in life. And if you can take advantage of those, if you can leverage those, you can create something that, hey, what's going on? Good to hear you, man. Good to hear you. So if you can create something that is unique, then you have got your hands on something that other people just cannot change, right? They can't offer what you can offer. And here is what you need to have a great business, right? You need this right here. These are the characteristics of a good business model. And if you're on vertical, I'm sorry, we're not putting the slides there. It just takes too long and it distracts, so we're not putting the slides there. So if you want to see the slides, you can either watch the replay or you can come check us out on the horizontal view, which obviously is going to have to be through, you know, either through your phone sideways, or it's going to have to be through, you know, a laptop. But these are the characteristics of a great business model. Number one, it is unique. It is an offer that is distinctive to you. In other words, this is not something that somebody else can offer. And that's where your knowledge and your life experience comes in. We've all got something that we know about. We've all got something that we're good at. Like Chris, for example, is good at guitar. And yes, there's 8,000 people out there that are good at guitar. But you know what? The thing about this type of business model is it only takes a handful of people. It only takes a handful of people who would rather learn from Chris than learn from someone else. Because there are different strokes for different folks, right? You don't have to appeal to everybody. You have to appeal to a small segment of people who find value from you every single month, and then they will come back. So number one is a unique offer. It is one that only you can make, and that is based off of your knowledge. And credit Alex Hormozi on this and $100 million Models, which is his great book. But number two, man, if you're going to have any kind of predictability with your income, it's got to be every month. It can't be one of these things where, oh, I have to sell X number this month and then I have to sell X number this month. That does not work for most people unless you are advertising in the tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars to get that type of volume that you can get more customers last month than you got this month. You know, what's really interesting, when I first started going live a long time ago, probably 3 years ago, who used to come on to my lives? Realtors. Lots of realtors came on my live. And the reason they came on my live is because they know what they do for a living is, what have you done for me lately? It is great. You sold X amount of hundreds of thousands or millions or tens of millions of dollars last month. Great. What have you done for me lately? Because if you don't sell that same amount the following month, then you don't make any money. That is pressure. That is daily sing for your supper type pressure. And nobody wants that. So one of the most powerful things you can do is create a monthly income model. So it must be recurring. Number three, you got to have high margins. If you don't have high margins, you eventually go out of business. And that's why 90% of businesses go out of business, because there's not a big enough discrepancy between what they charge and what it costs them to run the business. The average is 15 to 20%. And as inflation comes into play, guess what? That eats up all of your profits. And so I don't even know if you know who this guy is, but this is Alex Hormozi. And everything that I'm talking about came from him. It did not come from me. But Alex says, I won't even look at a business unless there's 80% margins. Now, the only way that you can get 80% margins is, number one, you can get your cost of goods and services and the cost to acquire customers as low as humanly possible. And then the other way is to charge more than other people, become premium. And the way that you choose premium and the way that you charge premium is you believe that only you can deliver what you can deliver. And then you go out and you prove it. And that's the greatest thing about teaching what you already know. If you're confident in it, then you can charge whatever you want. Do you think about it this way, a Toyota or a Ford or a Chevy or Pontiac or Buick, 4 wheels, a steering wheel, and they get you from place to place. Well, then, now granted, I understand there's luxury to it, but at the end of the day, luxury is a sold concept. But you can tell the huge brands because they don't advertise on TV. Do you ever see Gucci advertised on TV? Do you ever see Rolls-Royce advertised? Maserati? And forgive me if I'm only mentioning cars because I don't know a lot of ladies high-end. Do you see Fendi? Do you see Louis Vuitton? Do you see Chanel other than the perfume? Do you see any of those things advertised on television? No, you don't. Why? Because the people who can afford those things don't spend all their time watching television. Same thing with all the cars. Same thing with luxury suits. You don't see Armani. You don't see that stuff advertised on television because they don't have to. They still have their buyers. So you need to become a luxury item so you can charge more. The third thing, I think we covered the third. Yeah, the high margins. So let's think about it this way. If what you're offering is knowledge you already have, and all you have to do is distribute it to other people, where is the cost in that? If you use the right tools, there's virtually no cost to do that. None whatsoever. So something with very high value, something with very low cost to deliver. That's how you get 80% margins. And then you bundle things together with that knowledge that don't cost you any more money. And then you have yourself a winning offer. And that's what Alex taught me, right? Because I've read all 3 of his books. If you haven't read them, they are $100 million offers, they are $100 million leads, and $100 million money models. Every single one of those is an Amazon bestseller. And the last one that he launched sold $100 million worth, $106 million worth of copies in 72 hours. Broke all kinds of Guinness records for book sales. Why? Because it was massive value. Massive, massive value. And then you need a referral flywheel. Because the greatest way to lower your cost of acquiring customers is to make what you deliver so good that people can't help recommending you to other people. Does that make sense? These are basics, and I didn't understand any of this, right? I had been in businesses before, and I never understood any of these concepts. And Alex Hormozi is 23 or 4 years younger than me, and he got them way before I did. But that's what a business needs. Now, if you have all 4 of these in a business, you can't lose. because your unique offer allows you to charge whatever you decide to charge. A recurring income model means that you're not singing for your supper every single month because you know. And by the way, it is harder to find and acquire new customers. It's a lot cheaper to keep happy customers that you've already gotten. And that's why recurring income is so powerful. And think about it this way. Some of the biggest businesses in the world most of them operate on recurring income. When you go to any place, any major city, and you go downtown and you see the huge buildings, you know what they most often are? Who knows which profession or which business usually has the biggest offices in downtown city blocks? Anybody know? Little question for you. And guys, when you participate, these are better lives. When you ask questions or you participate or you raise your hand or you react, A, it gets out to more people, and B, it helps us it helps this be better. Because I don't want to just sit here and talk. I would much rather you guys ask questions or make comments, and then we can have kind of a back and forth. But the number one business model that has all those big buildings, insurance companies. Why? Think about what insurance companies do. Insurance companies get you to pay every single month for something that is very unlikely to happen. Yet when it does happen, you're so thankful that you paid it every single month. True? Right? The only time you need car insurance is when you have an accident. If you don't have an accident, well, then you technically don't need car insurance. But you don't want to risk going without it because you know what the costs would be involving an accident if you didn't have it. Or life insurance. Or health insurance. Whatever insurance we're talking about. Right? So, and it's a recurring model. If you do not pay every month, you do not get to keep your coverage. Same thing with banks. If you do not pay your payment every month, you don't get to keep driving the car. If you do not pay your mortgage or your rent every month, you don't get to keep living in the house. But it's a recurring model. And most of the successful businesses have recurring models. I'll tell you who has got here's a business that has all four of these. And it's something that's probably on your phone or your TV right now. Right, exactly. And cops will pull you over if you don't have it. Exactly. But here's the thing. It's Netflix. Think about it. Now let's go back to this list again. Think about this. Is Netflix unique? Well, yeah, because Netflix was the very first one that went to the level they went to. Now, I remember, and I don't know if you do, but I'm old enough to remember when Netflix was CD-ROMs in the mail or DVDs in the mail. I remember those days. I was around for that because that was around 2001 or 2002. And Netflix actually sent you DVDs in the mail. And then you watched them and you returned them. But they adapted with the times. There was a time when Blockbuster tried to buy out Netflix and Netflix said no. Because they saw the handwriting on the wall, and that's why Blockbuster's no longer here. And Netflix is a multi-billion-dollar company. Truth be told, a hundreds of billion-dollar company. Why? Because they have 360 million people around the world paying $24 a month to watch all the movies and TV shows and play games that they want to. And they get you to pay $24 a month for that. But they were the first. If you really think about it, they were the first. So it was unique. It is recurring. Now, once they produce the content on their platform, then it's all pure profit to them. So it's massively high margins. Yes, they do create their own content, and yes, they do. Yeah, I remember when Blockbuster tried to buy out Netflix. Absolutely. But massive high margins, right? Because they only have to produce the content once, but then you pay for it over and over and over again, and they get to extend the cost of making that content over 360 million subscribers every month. And you can see that they are constantly coming up with new programming. I mean, Netflix hosted the All-Star Home Run Derby in baseball. Netflix is now getting into live sports. They're doing live boxing matches. They're doing live MMA fights. They're doing live NFL games, live baseball games, right? So they're constantly evolving with the content that they produce. But once they produce it one time, it sits on their platform forever, and you pay $24 a month for the privilege. So it is unique, it is recurring, and it has massively high margins. Now, the one thing they don't have, and I think they're dumb for not having it, they need an affiliate referral program. Don't you think? Don't you think Netflix needs an affiliate referral program? Because think about it. If you don't have a Netflix subscription and your friend sends you a Netflix link and says, hey, if you use my link, you'll get your first month free. And then Netflix, when they send you that affiliate link, they say, hey, for every 2 people you bring in, we'll cut your subscription in half. How many times would you be sharing that affiliate link with people? People do it all the time. They get these gas apps on their phone, and what do? They share it with other people. Why? Because then they get discounts. But that's where the referral flywheel comes in, and I think Netflix is missing a huge opportunity with this. But a flywheel means that your happy customers bring in more customers for you. And here's how you get the happiest customer of all. When it gets to the point that they have brought in so much business for you that their return on that investment is free services, or they might even be making money by referring people. When you get to that point, you'll never lose that customer. Let me give you an example of how that works right now. So there's a technology company out there called ClickFunnels. Anybody heard of ClickFunnels? I know Chris has heard of ClickFunnels. Anybody else heard of ClickFunnels? Right? So here's what ClickFunnels does. ClickFunnels has an affiliate program. And I know a friend of mine who had a business where he was teaching martial arts dojos across the United States how to market so they didn't have to stand on street corners or go into mall parking lots or do ads in the newspaper to try to get students. He taught them how to digitally market for their students. And so one of the things he taught them to do is create a funnel, right? We've all seen a funnel. It's a landing page. You put in your name and your email address, and then somebody sends you something, and then they email you constantly, right? We've all seen that. Well, he was teaching these martial arts dojo owners the funnel thing, right? And he was giving them a template for free of his funnel. And all they would do is they would mix and match, and they would take out their name, and they would put in, they would take out his name, and they would put it in their name. Then they would take out his logos and his branding, and they would put in their branding. But it was basically the same funnel because it had been proven to work. Well, he got to a point where the affiliate income that he was getting from his $297 a month ClickFunnels account, he got to a point where his ClickFunnels income was over $5,000 a month in affiliate income. $5,000 a month. And so here's what happened. he actually quit recommending ClickFunnels to people. He quit promoting it publicly. But you know what he didn't do? He didn't quit his own ClickFunnels membership. Why do you think he didn't quit his ClickFunnels membership? Because that would have been basically turning off a spigot of $5,000 a month. And he wasn't about to do that. So even though he wasn't using ClickFunnels, he was still paying for ClickFunnels every month. Because what would you rather do? Not pay $297 a month for ClickFunnels, or no longer receive $5,000 in affiliate income from ClickFunnels. Right? Nobody would turn off that $5,000 source of income. They're just going to keep paying $297 a month for ClickFunnels, whether they use it or recommend it or not. So ClickFunnels has basically a lifetime customer from my friend, even though he no longer recommends it to people because it's not the best. It's not the best product on the market anymore. Now that is how you get a lifetime customer. That's how you get customers, or what we call, Russell Brunson, the founder of ClickFunnels, used to call those sticky customers because they don't leave. And that is what you need to do. You need to create an offer like that. Well, here's the best part about all that. With this platform, that's exactly what you can create. With this platform right here, where is it? I always suck at this. With that platform right there, because everything is reversed. Everything's mirrored for me. But with that platform right there, you can have all four of these. You can have all four. Unique, recurring, high margin, referral flywheel. You can have them all. Now, and to be honest with you, you don't even necessarily have to be completely unique on this platform to make money. Now, I'm going to show this on YouTube. Hopefully, it's not going to get me restricted on TikTok like it constantly does. But I'm going to show you this on YouTube. And let me go where I need to go, which is here. All right. So, by the way, I want you to think of this as a Facebook group on steroids. Because where Facebook groups used to be the place that you got people off the internet, so to speak, this is the place where you get them off the internet now. Because this part kind of looks like your Facebook feed, right? Kind of looks like your Facebook feed, but this is by membership only. People have to want to be here. Now, how this differs from Facebook is everything that gets posted in here gets seen by every single member of that group. It doesn't work that way with Facebook. I don't know if you knew this, but if you have a Facebook group with 5,000 people in it, you will be lucky if 500 people see something that you post or something that somebody else posts, because they have this random algorithm of what they show you. Not on school. Every time something gets posted in a school group, every single person who logs on to that school group sees that post. Every single one, every single time. There's not an exception to that rule. Another thing it has that is an advantage over Facebook is, do you see under my leaderboard here, you see this big blank space right here? See this big blank space? You know why that space is blank? Because they don't allow advertising on school. They don't allow advertising. In fact, they go the opposite, and I'm going to show you that in a second. but they don't allow advertising on school. You are not allowed to advertise your community to other people. And if you get into the owners group, you're not allowed to promote your community to other people. It is an advertising free zone. It is a promotion free zone for most school groups. And that way, people don't get bugged when they go onto a school group. And if they do get bugged, they just block the person and report it to the school group owner. So there's no advertising. Everything gets seen. The only downside to a school group, as opposed to a Facebook group, the only downside is you actually pay for a school group. Yes, Facebook is free, but you get what you pay for. And if you don't pay, nobody sees your stuff. Nobody sees it. Plus, here's another advantage that school has over Facebook. I mean, seriously, in 2026, I don't know who is still creating Facebook groups, especially like big businesses. They must just be clueless. So, this is also something that a Facebook group and most of these quote unquote community and learning platforms don't have, is good quality classrooms. You can create a classroom. You can create it so you can see when people finish lessons. You can create as many classrooms as you want. You can make it escalate based on somebody's engagement or time they spend in the group. You can do it by how many points they accrue. You can do it by what level they're at. You can do it by whether they pay for it or not. You have all these things you can do with a classroom. Again, impossible on a school, on a Facebook group. Absolutely impossible. Cannot do it. No can do. Did you guys know about this? I know Chris does, but I don't know if anybody else knew about it. And let's see if TikTok, nope, TikTok hasn't decided to be irritating to me at all yet. So good for that. But now you can do this in a school, or in a school as well as a Facebook community, but it's different. You can go live inside of a school community. Now, I just had a workshop earlier today for my people. And I can schedule as many of these as I want, as many days of the week as I want. And then when you go into the community, you can see when the next one is happening. But in addition to scheduling them, you can also randomly go live. Like right now, I'm live in my school community. And if I want to change the view, I just go to my Ecamm. And then, whoa, that's crazy. That's crazy. Let's get out of there so you can see this. Right? I can go live in my school community right now. I am live. I am there. And then I could have 10,000 people in here if I wanted. And that is mirrored. And then all I have to do there is just click on this, click on mirror off. And then it switched my thing. See, it switched it. So now it's there. But so you can do this inside of a, let's see if you can see it now. Yeah, it's doing that. It's doing that deal. So we don't want to do that because that's kind of annoying to people. But so you can go live inside of a school community just like that. So what that means is no more Zoom. You don't have to pay for Zoom anymore. You can just go live in your school group. You can see who all your members are. You can see where your leaderboard is. You can see where your people are. You can see I have people all over the world in my school group, mostly in the United States. But look here, South America, Africa, Europe, the Far East. Look, I think I've got somebody in like Vietnam or Cambodia. And I got somebody in India. And then I got somebody in South Korea. I mean, it's crazy because school is open to people all over the world. All over the world. Oh, I guess it would help if I actually showed my screen. Right? So I got people all over the world in my school community. So let me go back and show you the leaderboard. I tend to do that, guys. I'm sorry. So you've got your members. You've got your calendar. You got your maps. You got your leaderboard. And then you have your about page. This is as good as a funnel. It's as good as a funnel. And you can even see what it's like for people that aren't members of yours, so you don't have to create a fake account anymore to see who's in your group. You don't need to create that anymore because you can look at the view as a non-member. And you can look at the view as a non-member on the community, the classroom, the calendar, the members, the about page, or the plans. So if you want to start a free trial, you click on the button and then you've got a couple of options. And this is my community. It's called the Cash Flow Path. Because we really only believe in 3 things. And it's about income you own. Build it, grow it, keep it. And when I say build it, I don't mean build followers and build views. I mean build members. And then the way that you keep it is, let's see, let's go back. The way that you keep it is you come over here to affiliates and you set up your affiliate program. Reward your members for referring their friends and by offering recurring commissions. And I happen to reward my people at 50%, which means every time somebody refers somebody to my community and they stay beyond the 7-day free trial, that person gets $3.50 and I get $7 and I get $3.50. So it's a 50-50 exchange. And I believe in doing that because if I was never going to be connected to the person that they brought in, I think they ought to share in the profits. What do you think? I think that's pretty fair. So that's what school is, and that's what school can do. Because once you do that, here's what happens. You build income you own. You actually own it. And the reason I say actually own it, and this is what I'm gonna close with. It was 18 to 20 months ago, I guess. One day, and by the way, at the time, I've got a TikTok account with about 41,000 followers. And I'm going live every day. And I'm getting like 350 people on a live daily. And I'm growing my school community as a result of that. About 5 people are joining my community every single day. It was amazing. I would just go live and I would talk just like I'm talking now. I didn't have the technology that I do now, but I would go live every single day. And I actually had a whiteboard, which I still do. I have it back there. I would go live every single day and just write on the whiteboard. A lot of times I would go live from my RV. And because it was a different background and it was kind of cool looking, I'd get a lot of people stop by the lives. And I would be teaching the same thing that I'm teaching now. It's just now I specifically teach it to experts and creators 40 and over who are sick of waiting for either TikTok Shop, Creator Rewards Program, or AdSense on YouTube to pay them. because that is a losing game, right? It's a losing game because what you're going to do is you're going to be stuck in this. And I am trying to find what I'm looking for. You're going to be stuck in this deal right here because they want you to think it's all about audience, but it's not. It's about not having income you own. Sorry, I lost it here for a second. There we go. You don't have an audience problem. You have a monetization problem. Because here's what most 40 and over creators, and when I say experts, I'm just talking about people who know their subject. They've done it for a long time. They know their subject. So they've built expertise and they happen to create content because they enjoy sharing something that they love and they're earning trust, right? They are earning trust. But you know what they're not doing is they're not getting paid. And so what that looks like is this. You're waiting for sponsors. You're waiting for ad revenue. You're waiting for payouts. And you're going to keep waiting. Because the average creator makes less than $60 a month. Unless they build income that they own and they stop renting it from the platforms. That's the only way to stop that cycle. Because TikTok Shop, you do not own it. You can be making tens of thousands of dollars a month, and most people aren't anymore since the US took over TikTok. And look at those people. You don't hear them bragging about how much they make on TikTok Shop anymore, do you? You don't hear anybody bragging about this creator rewards fund anymore, because what they did is they dangled the carrot in front of you to get you addicted to making content for their platform long enough, and then they decided they were no longer going to pay you at the rate that they did. Facebook Reels and Instagram Reels did the same thing. They got you addicted to making content, and then they took away your monetization. But not when you create something you own. When you build something you owned, they don't own it. You do. But anyway, so one day I woke up. I've got 41,000 followers or 44,000 followers. I'm getting 300 people on a live. And I wake up one day and I look and my password doesn't work. Tried it again. Nope, it's not wrong. It's not working. Couldn't get into my account. It had been on my phone the night before. Could not get into my account. I tried going in by my phone number. Nope, that didn't work either. And before they blocked me on my own account, I found out somebody contacted TikTok and they say, hey, this is our account and we need to change our password and we need to change the phone number. Because neither my phone number nor my password or my email address. So they changed 3 things. None of them would work. And so I tried to talk to TikTok. And guess what I got? 0. I think I got 1 acknowledgement email and that's it. So overnight, I lost an account on TikTok where I was getting 350 people on a live. I was getting members of my community and I had 44,000 followers. And I lost it like that. Why? Because I didn't own the account. I know people that have lost 2 or 3 accounts, or they've lost the same account 2 or 3 times. You don't own anything on any social media platform. You are renting it. So if you build something on social media, you are building on a house of sand. Let that sink in. Would you build a house on sand? I don't think you would. So why would you waste your time building a social media audience rather than building something you own? Right? All right, guys, that's it for me. I'm going to wrap things up here. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments on this live on YouTube, because it gets recorded there. I don't know if it gets recorded on TikTok or not. You can also comment on any of my videos on either platform. I've got them on both, and I can happily answer any questions. And if you have topics you would like me to cover on these lives, or questions you would like me to answer live on the lives and mention you, I'll be more than happy to do it. I just need to know what those questions are. Okay? So that's it for me. We're going to wrap things up. If you want to check out our community, this is how you do so. You go to my profile on TikTok, or you go to the description in my YouTube, and it will take you here to the cash flow path. And I've already shown you inside. I've shown you we've got a classroom. I've shown you we've got a community. I've shown you we've got a calendar of events. I've shown we've got a leaderboard. I've shown you all that stuff. So, and after a 7-day free trial, it's only $7 a month. That's cheaper than a Happy Meal. And for $7 a month, you get every other week, you get a free call that you can come in and you can ask any question you want. And if you haven't started a community yet and you use my link to start a community, I'll jump on a personal 45-minute phone call with you where I will show you exactly how to set all these images up. I will show you how to set up this image. I will show you how to write this, and I will show you how to write this. Because once you do that, and I will show you how to set up your keywords. Because once you do that, you can go in on your keywords and you can find me on page 1. And discoverability is key. Now, if you're thinking about other platforms like this, let me just show you something. Because I know that, look, there's a lot of these out here, okay? There are a ton of platforms. But why this one is the best, and nobody else is doing this, by the way. No one. Watch this. Just got to find it. And I got everything in here by alphabetical. So bear with me 1 second while I find it. And I should have it on my board, but I don't. Do you see that? That's what's called a school ad. And what that means is that school is actually running ads for our benefit to get people to our school communities. No other platform is doing that. YouTube does not do that. YouTube does not run ads on your behalf. WAP does not run ads on your behalf. Go High Level does not run ads on your behalf. Mighty Networks, Circle, Kajabi, Coursera, you name them. None of them run ads to help you get more customers, more members. Nobody does that. Only school. And that's why for me, when you add Hormozi and his huge profile on YouTube and all the platforms, I mean, over 10 million followers and subscribers on all of his social media, and you add the fact that he talks about school all the time, you add his profile, and then you add the fact that school is so freaking awesome to begin with, and then you add the fact that they're advertising for us. I don't pay for that ad. School does. The only way that school will get paid is if that ad brings a new person to my community. That's the only way that school will get paid. And they'll get a 30% commission every month for every person that they help me bring in. So why would you choose anything else? And why would you continue to choose to post and hope? All right. Well, that's it for me. So I hope you have yourself a great night. I'll be back again tomorrow, and we will see you on Sunday. Take care.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.